are Tyrians. We are many races, several professions. We practice the arts of combat as well as healing. We have foes, and we fight them without mercy. And it's time for us to claim back what is ours. It's time for us to claim bacteria from the terror of the elder dragons. We can't go on living our lives in fear. We have to fight. We have to make a stand. This is our story.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 48 of the Chronicles of Tyria podcast, Guild Wars 2 podcast, for fans, by fans. This week's show, we're going to be talking about, again, tons of news coming from ArenaNet, and we'll also be talking about legendary weapons. So, welcome Kaysee and Naveen.
Yay! Hi, guys! Did Kaysee unmute her mic? No, she didn't. Drink! Oh, you didn't put the drinking disclaimer at the beginning.
Oh, we have to record that. I'm sorry. I mean, I could do it again if we want.
Go ahead. Do you have it in here?
Somewhere? Hang on.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Crap.
Lag forgot his drinking game disclaimer. What a shame, Lagwyn.
Naveen singing, drink. Alright. Chronicles... Yeah, okay, this is the right one. Chronicles of Tyria game is intended for responsible adults of legal drinking age. Is intended for entertainment purposes only. In no way does Chronicles of Tyria or its affiliates condone or support the abuse of alcoholic beverages. We believe in moderation and caution when using our materials, which is in no way intended to promote binge drinking, alcoholism, underage drinking, hazing, drunk driving, or any other form of alcohol abuse. Chronicles of Tyria cannot assume any responsibility for the effect that our content may have on people, such as, but not limited to, falling in a jumping puzzle, failing to defeat an elder dragon, or being licked by a quaggan. Everyone should consider their health when playing the Chronicles of Tyria drinking game. Please drink and game responsibly.
Listener's discretion is advised.
Alright, so yeah. Yes, I can't get him in frame exactly because my camera's being weird.
For those listening on iTunes, there's someone in the background in Lagwyn's camera right now.
Yes. For those of you who are live watching the show or listening on iTunes, my good friend Sean, a.k.a. Leprechaun, Christmas Elf, whatever you guys want to call him, he is here in red, white, and blue to celebrate Americans' Memorial Day coming up on Monday.
Ah, I see. I don't know about the Americans' holidays, but I know I had a Canadian one Monday.
You didn't tell us that. We could have celebrated that too.
It's because I couldn't remember. Sorry.
That actually brings up a question that my good buddy Sean here wanted to ask.
Uh-oh.
Aside from, does any other country, and I know we have a lot of from different countries listeners, does any other country have a mascot? Because we have Uncle Sam. He's like the USA's mascot.
No.
Does any other country have a mascot? I mean, we were thinking maybe like the royal family is like England's mascot.
No.
And I don't know if that's like, I don't know if the royal family is like a mascot.
I don't think, no, lag. No, I don't think any of the countries have any mascots. I mean, we have like you guys have the bald eagle, and Canada has the beaver and moose and the Mounties, and then
Maple Leaf.
Maple Leaf, yeah, that's true. It's on the flag, duh. And Australians, you have kangaroos and all the deadly creatures in the world. But
Koala bears.
As far as mascots, no, I think you guys probably are the only country to have a mascot. Is he even a mascot? Because I think
he's pretty much the USA's mascot.
They've turned him into a mascot. He was originally like in Europe, and he was dressed differently, and then America took him and changed his looks and everything like that, and he became American mascot.
Huh. Because to me, when I think, and this is coming from a non-American person, so when someone talks to me about Uncle Sam, I think about war. because, of all these posters saying, we want you in the army or whatever, So I don't know.
Well, that's where it came from.
I don't know. I wouldn't consider it a mascot.
Well,
But I don't know. I wasn't raised in the U.S., so don't hate me, Americans. I love you. I'm kidding.
You know what, guys? This is a Guild Wars podcast.
Hey! What's up?
So
Moving on, Commander.
Yes, just wanted to explain once again that we were supposed to release on Wednesday the COT Lorecast, but that actually got delayed. In real life issues and our iTunes upload service, we maxed out the amount of data we could upload.
Yeah.
That'll reset tomorrow.
Yep.
So next Wednesday we'll have it out on YouTube, and we'll also be uploading all of the previous content that we haven't uploaded on iTunes. That'll be coming up as well.
Yay.
So there you go. All right, so let's move on quick. Oops. To the question of the week answer from last week. Last week's question, which was all about the Dragon Bash Festival, and what do you guys think about that? The winner of the 1 gold from last week was Ellemerr. So congrats, Mary. You won. So now I'm going to sample her email because those of you that know her, it's a very long email. So I only want to take parts of it, but let's see. She said that she's very in love with Cantha, particularly Cantha New Year, one of the best festivals of Guild Wars 1. I would definitely agree. Probably my favorite festival. There's no mention of Cantha for the Dragon Festival. She's going to kill someone at NCSoft.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Torture
Not at
them.
ArenaNet.
Don't kill them.
Just
I mean, NCSoft, who cares? Yeah, I know.
Beat them so it doesn't leave a mark.
But, you don't want to kill people. I mean, they might have kids, and they might be nice, even though they work for NCSoft. Who knows?
So
miracles can happen.
She says she doesn't really prefer speculation, but she hopes it's grounded somewhat in the lore. She hopes that it's based off the Canton event. It should have at least be started, or it should have at least started as being hosted by the Canton immigrants when the Sea of Sorrows became all Zaitani and stopped passage back to their homeland. Of course, the rest of Tyrian humans could have quickly embraced it, and even the other races have possibly taken interest. Just like Winter's Day, move on from just being all human-centric to just being a celebration of good times.
Mm-hmm.
However, Farron is right for once. You can't really celebrate dragons when they're the very thing that's blocking you off from the place where the supposed celebration should be held. Hence, I'm guessing the bashing. The old Dragon Festival is a celebration of triumph, a time to revel in the fact that despite jade winds and petrification of forests and all their bad things the Dragon Empire, aka Cantha, had to endure, they still stood strong. But she says she doesn't see any problem with things like we should stand together, we beat the dragons, things are rough, but we can overcome it. And then, there's a funny line here. I would make dragon pinatas, I would toast my world's awesomeness heroes and orders that are working so hard to claim back our life and land and terror the elder dragons. See what I did there, Naveen? And if I were a kid, I would maybe draw a painting of myself in Ritlock wheeling Sahothan and Magdare and fighting Kraukatork and send it to him. And then she says, do you think Destiny's Edge gets a lot of fan mail? Aside from Logan Thackeray. So, it's just, there's a lot of things. She says, as far as activity, she would hope maybe they bring back roller beetle racing. I know a lot of us would be a fan of roller beetle racing coming back.
Oh my god.
Can I just say quickly, it's really interesting that she mentions a piñata, because later on we're going to be talking about this, and there is actually some hints in game. We'll elaborate on it later, but actually hints that there will be some sort of piñata in the festival. So good on you, Ellemerr. Good on you.
So there's just the imagery she paints in the last little bit here. I just want to read. To keep in touch with the Canthan roots of this event, let's put floating lotuses with candles all over the drowned Lion's Arch temples, with gongs that you ring for your departed in the Dragon brand, paper lanterns with candles sent up from the Shiver Peaks, a dance performance at the edge of the Crystal Desert where the artists draw a farewell message to glint in the sand with their bare feet. Am I getting out of hand? But yeah, a festival with a mix of hope for our future and for the past. A mix of reveling in life with all the most extreme fun things you can imagine, like roller beetling and mourning death in a beautiful manner. I know I'd love it. So,
I love that drawing pictures in the feet. I'm in the sand with their bare feet.
a farewell message to Glenn. But yes, I see in the chat people are mentioning that yes, there is Lord Farron and Lady Casimir do have this kind of argument of the ethical, I guess, proper, whether it's ethical or not to have a festival about dragons when we're besieged by dragons.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. We kind of put out our speculation last week on that. I do want to point out that she mentioned Destiny's Edge, and I want to put out a theory to everybody that I have, which is that we're moving to a new Destiny's Edge, is my thought. We had Destiny's Edge, and they kind of, well, they did, whether or not you think it was useful at all in the game. They've kind of moved on. But I'm thinking through this living story, we're going to maybe build a new Destiny's Edge. We've already got Rox and Bram, which are, a Char and a Norn. We need 3 more races. Well, we've got Lady Casimir, who just showed up out of nowhere. She could be the human, and then we just got to get an Asura and a Sylvari, and we'll have a brand new team. And Casey's shaking her head no.
I will bath kitties if Rox is going to be in this group and I have to suffer through a personal story looking at that face. What? I couldn't do it. Why
do you hate Rox so much?
The anime eyes! No Char looks like that.
Everybody likes the eyes.
No, it's like, she's a great personality, but she's not a real Char. She's an action figurine. She's an anime Char. No Char looks like that.
Mascot for a group of heroes than an action figure. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. But anyway, I feel like that's the next thing.
Well,
I don't know.
Here's the thing, Casey. You're going to be happy to have Rox in your party if you have to choose between Rox and Traherne, because Traherne's probably going to be the Sylvari.
You know what? I would choose Traherne.
What?
I would choose Traherne over Rox. That is how much. Because at least he looks right. At least he looks law-friendly. He might be a bit of a, I don't know.
You know what? I wanted to buy
character.
tickets to go to Australia and visit you, but forget that.
If he's going to buy tickets just to slap me across the head.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I don't know. Traherne, yeah, I won't be hanging out with you with your personal story then.
People are mentioning in the chat, for those of you listening at home, Traherne quite a bit. But there's also been comments like, there's no point in making a new Destiny's Edge because Traherne will just take over everything that happens anyway. So it doesn't really matter if there even is a new Destiny's Edge. What do you think we should do, Commander? I really like Rox and I like Bram, but I don't know if they like me. Will you go talk to them and see what it's like? Thank you, Commander. Moving on.
Jalinar in the chat room says Traherne's Edge. Nice one.
Oh.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably what it would be.
We'll touch back on this maybe after we see how much influence Casimir has, because I know they have big plans for her in the future, her coming back and things like that. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about that more later. So I guess we'll revisit this topic. But let's move on to shout-outs.
Shout-outs!
So again, if you're listening to us live on, or not live, if you're listening to us on iTunes and you want to watch us live, it's Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch TV. If you want to see our lovely faces and Uncle Sam chilling in the background, you can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/CoTPodcast.
I have a permanent Logan chin in my background.
True. Before we play, were we doing shout-outs first or after Naveen's rap debut?
You want to listen to my rap debut? Okay, you guys. Yeah, I guess we can do that. I finally finished a rap. Thank you for Citrus Robot, who provided me with some lyrics.
I took some of his lyrics and I put in my lyrics in there. There's a beat, of course, because it's a song. And but I posted the link to it on Facebook. If you are not liking our Facebook page yet, go do so right now, facebook.com/ChroniclesAteria. I will be making more songs in the future. Spoiler! And I got an account with SoundCloud. So it's soundcloud.com/Naveen Kindleblade, because Naveen alone was already taken. Of course. So, let me get this started here. Let me put the whole COT cast in the background, and we'll dance, even though Lag and Kaysee won't really be able to.
Can't hear anything.
Hear it.
I know the song off by heart by now, so you know.
Yeah. So here goes. Song is called Skritt and Dredge.
Do we have the music video, or is that not done yet?
No. Let's go. Listen. Woo.
Two races living into that soteria, scratching in the dirt through the mold and bacteria, hiding on the ground from the sun and other beings. Didn't know what was that. While we slowly wakened, the dwarves were fighting threats but needed much more help. When Primatus awoke, it all became a wreck. So the Skritt got their chance, they fled the lands above, but soon they got to know ain't a race to get rid of. Enslaved by the dwarves for many generations, the mole-like race escaped and built a new nation. More recently they formed the Molten Alliance, so more and more they became a major annoyance. They're known to dredge, and they are in constant revolution. So don't mind them and their machines that caught lots of pollution. If you get one in aggro range, don't forget this one addition. There's really nothing we can do about the blunt conditions. Skritt and Dredge, Skritt and Dredge. Everybody loves this Skritt and Dredge. Deities are left, the dwarves are dead, and everybody loves this Skritt and Dredge. Skritt and Dredge, Skritt and Dredge. Everybody loves this Skritt and Dredge. Deities are left, the dwarves are dead, and everybody loves this Skritt and Dredge.
Dredge to the east, dredge to the east. Everyone loves the dredge in the east. Risen on the coast and prairies on their backs. Things are tough for the dredge in the east. Skritt to the west, Skritt to the west. Everyone loves the Skritt in the west. Packed into lives, fighting crazy inquest. Things are tough for the Skritt in the west. Yeah, bring me something? I have things, I have deals. You can have things for deals. The time for revolution has come. Rise and wage war for the dredge.
Skritt and Dredge, Skritt and Dredge. Everybody loves the Skritt and Dredge. Deities are left, the dwarves are dead, and everybody loves the Skritt and Dredge. Skritt and Dredge, Skritt and Dredge. Everybody loves the Skritt and Dredge. Deities are left, the dwarves are dead, and everybody loves the Skritt and Dredge.
Ooh, shiny, yes, more shiny.
Skritt and Dredge, everyone. I thank you. I thank you.
Is this where I throw my underwear at the screen?
Oh, underwears. Yeah, all right.
Wow. All right. Australians, man. Well,
Thank you,
What do
thank
we do
you.
at concerts? Isn't that what people do at concerts?
Thank you
I'm
very
so
much.
cool.
yes. We do that at concerts. They don't do it at live stream video. Throw their panties at the screen.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Kaysee was talking about throwing her underwear at the screen because of the rap. I tried to explain that doesn't happen on the internet. It's like throwing your money at the screen. It's a figure of speech. You don't actually do it. Anyway.
I didn't have my bling. Oh, man. Dang it. Oh, well.
All right. So, Kaysee, you had some shout-outs you wanted to mention?
Yes. First one is that I'm making a video for this because I'm totally Naveen's fangirl. As soon as she showed it to me, I'm like, oh my god, have my baby.
She did say that. I'm like, okay.
So I was like, so I'm making a music video for it because I love it so much, and so I asked a few people, I lassoed a few people to come and help me do some scenes, mostly like a little Skritt and people chasing after me, little love hearts over the head. So that was really good. And so I need to say thank you to Godric, Hellos, Nick Face, Christina, Lawn Goblin, and Priest Tully. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciated it. Yeah, so that was the first one, and the second shout out is quickly to all of the fantastic authors at COT. I've been very lacking in my presence on the website, and so they've been super patient and haven't been like rah rah rah, and also to our fans who haven't been rah 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 because there has been any updates lately.
You sound like the majority of people when they're talking to ArenaNet. Rah, rah, rah.
So that's what I fear the most, people going rah 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 at me. And now I'm going to get like 5 emails of people just putting rah 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 rah.
I feel like rah, rah, rah is going to become a thing. I see a shirt. I want a shirt with rah, rah, rah.
Rah rah rah.
And then dash Casey.
I mean, you put it up in font, I can make that a thing. It can be up on the merchandise sites tomorrow. By the way, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just quickly finish that. You're just saying thank you to everyone, and updating is going to start routinely. Again, everyone pretty much updates every fortnight, and the first update will be Naveen's newest chapter entitled The Red Beauty. So, very good chapter. So yeah, stay tuned to Chronos Soteria. Sorry about the absence, but we are coming back in force.
That was in sync.
All right.
It wasn't even planned.
Naveen, you had some shout-outs, correct?
Yes, I do. My first shout out goes to Alucardalina. And her real name, for those who don't know, is Alucardalina, but that's a nickname.
Of Projecteria.
Of Projecteria. Because for our first year anniversary, and I'll let Lag talk about that later, she posted a very heartfelt note on our Facebook page and on our forums, and she actually wrote in New Crichton on a sign, and I really want you to scan that sign, Alucardalina, because I can't read it, and I want to read it. But it was really, really cool. If you want to see her note, it's on Facebook, and I gave the link at the beginning of the show. Just go to chroniclesoteria.com. All our links are there. And it really made me smile. Like, all I was doing was just smile while I was reading it, and I am very proud to have her part of the COT family. So thank you so much, Alucardalina. My second shout out goes to Pirate, because Pirate, gave me a naked Lady Casimir. Well, almost naked. I mean, she's on bikini, but he gave it to me, and I'm like, what? How much money do you want it? Let me throw my whole 4 golds at you. And he's like, no, that's cool. Don't worry, a shout out will do. And I'm like, okay. I was gonna do that anyway. So yeah, those are my 2 shout outs. Another shout out is to everyone, which is no one, who did not rate our show on iTunes and did not leave any comments.
It's true.
That's Naveen's angry face.
That's disappointed face. It's like,
okay, sorry.
You know, the cat that's always mad, the meme?
Grumpy
cat?
My grumpy face. Here we go. Grumpy Naveen.
I can't do it that good.
That's because my mouth is big. I just look like one of those frog things. Wait. Okay.
All right.
Lag, do you have any shout-outs?
I don't, actually. So,
Yay! Lag
so I was
doesn't have
going
any
to
shout-outs.
talk about Alucardalina
Drink.
too, but I have something once we're done with that.
Okay.
So Actually, can you throw it to me for a sec?
Yeah. Whoa! Back to lag.
Okay. I just wanted to. This was the message that Alucardalina sent to us.
Oh, and see, she's dressed up as her character in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
She made that costume. This is crazy. She is so much talented. It's not even funny.
Yes. So I just wanted to point this out. She is awesome. Thank you so much. Go check out Projecteria. I know she's planning on doing some cool new stuff regarding concept art, and like the concept art for the game, and then what it actually looks like in game. So check that out. But yeah, just thank you again, Alucardalina. So we'll be coming back to my second screen in a little bit. I did want to tell you guys, I meant the spinner. I didn't do the gold spinner for this week. One, I'm waiting because Alucardalina is working with her one friend White to come up with a cool COT, cooler theme spinner rather than this crappy one I find online. But I'm also decided in an attempt. This was Casey's idea, so props to Casey for this. I'm gonna, when I read the answer, the best answer for next week, that's when we're gonna determine what the gold prize is. Rather than tell people in advance so that only if it's 5 gold, only people will respond, or if it's 1 gold, nobody will care. When you submit the answer, whoever gets the best answer at that moment, I'll click the spinner and we'll see how much it is. So, yeah. So that was just that. But thanks again to everyone that showed up on Saturday for the Chronicles of Tyria anniversary party. We had a lot of fun. Sorry for those of us that couldn't be there, and especially Naveen, who couldn't be there. But we had a great time. We played lots of fun games. We found out a lot of things that everybody found really interesting. We didn't have anybody outside of the guild come, but that's okay. That was cool. We raised 76 gold, actually, in a raffle. Half of that went to the guild. The other half went to the winner, who actually turned out to be Casey. So congrats, Casey, for winning that.
It's going to my golden title.
Yeah, so here's hoping to many more anniversaries in the future and more fun parties where we do races and Mad Queen Joel and costume contests and things like that. Also, when we do when we did have a costume contest and the winners are going to get their characters drawn, when all those characters are done, we will be posting the finished pictures here. We'll show them live on the podcast. We'll post them on our Facebook page. But yeah, that was that. So let's move on to the news for this week. So a little bit ago, ArenaNet came out with this video called Meet the Consortium. It's about like a 2-minute, 3-minute video where they talk all about the Consortium and who they are and, you know, their whole ideas and their ideals and why they're doing what they're doing with Southsun Cove. And it's definitely, I would check it out if you haven't watched it. We're not going to play it here because it's just 3 minutes of a video. But I think I want to talk with Naveen and Casey about this, and I've talked to some people outside of the podcast about this. We're wondering if maybe that's ArenaNet's way to comment on how they feel about NCSoft. So,
Actually, on our Facebook page, I think it's Jexos, he posted a link to a video that, you know, and I wasn't even aware of the situation, actually, about how NCSoft takes most of the profit of what you actually spend in a gem store for, you know, for ArenaNet. And you'd think, oh, that money, most of that money goes to ArenaNet, but in fact doesn't. The video is about like 16 minutes long, so yeah, we won't play that one either here. But if you want to have a look, just go to our Facebook page and you'll be able to watch it. The video that Lag was talking about is quite interesting because, you know, they're talking about the consortium and, you know, making all these, I forgot the word. Anyways, they're talking about it, but it really sounds like they're not really talking about that, but more about ArenaNet against NCSoft, and NCSoft wanted to make profit of what ArenaNet is giving to the public. Anyways, it's really interesting though. I don't know if it's a reference to that, but it really
Right.
does sound like one. And I don't know if they actually based the consortium on, what's going on between them, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't see ArenaNet as not a mean, but because it's a little bit sarcastic too, if it would be really the point. I don't know if ArenaNet would do that. I would more feel like NCSoft would be the one to do something like that than ArenaNet. I don't know. Maybe it's because I love ArenaNet too much.
I just feel like it's so ArenaNet to do it that way. We know they love pop culture. We know they love putting in little tiny things like that. Like Guild Wars 1, as we all know, was riddled full of pop culture references to movies and video games and TV shows. And, I mean, Guild Wars 2 is noticeably less, as I'm sure most of us know. There's a few, simple, maybe we'll do a show about it, like the Iron Forgeman's Terminator 2 thumbs up when he's sinking into the lava, Rangers say, I choose you, when they pull out a pet, things like that, pop culture references. But I wouldn't, that is the perfect way I feel for them to, not really say how they feel about NCSoft, but, hidden in satire and, all sorts of weird, misty, whether or not it's actually that. It works perfectly lore-wise, but if it was a little bit of a tiny slight towards NCSoft, and they get it in there under the radar, just more power to you. That's awesome.
Ellemerr in the chat room is mentioning Jal's tombstone, and what she means by that is in the beta, so that was almost a year back. In the beta, Jal and myself were going around in the game and deciphering New Crichton, and he found one on a tombstone that had. Do you remember what it said by heart? I don't know. Oh crap! It said
I used to play something I used to play WoW or something.
Yeah, and look at me now. So just to say, hey, WoW sucks, and now I'm dead, I'm buried 6 feet on the ground, whatever. ArenaNet came back to me with that, saying this was really unprofessional, and the employee who had done that, the graphic is no longer with us anyways, blah, 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 blah. So... But yeah, it's sort of like that, it's those little messages that are in-game but kind of meant to the general public and not really,
Yeah. There's this sort of danger if it is a reference to the consortium, to NCSoft. There's a sort of danger in that, you don't want to make it public or well known that was, and they'll probably deny it till the end of the earth, that because NCSoft in the end does really control whether they get an expansion or anything like that, and it's not smart to make jokes, at the expense of the hand that feeds you, so.
It's unprofessional. To my taste, it is.
Not NCSoft. ArenaNet has always been professional in my mind.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah. And Ellemerr posted on the chat room, the tombstone said, I played WoW, and look at me now. I should have been like you and stuck to Guild Wars 2. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left Arena. The employee who put that in there left before they found out about that tombstone.
Right.
So, yeah. But let me see. Naveen, we're going to move on to The Last Stand at Southsun Cove, which is the release of the content that's coming out next Tuesday. More content we're getting, again, in a month.
For free!
So, if you can throw the video to me, I'll pull up the page, and we can all take a look at it. So here's our lovely buddy here. Oops, that's not my screen. That's me. Yeah, here we go. Our buddy Canach here, who looks greatly different from what he did in November, to the point where his whole face has changed. So everybody's like, why is it Canach? I can't. What happened? Why did he change? It very well may be, but I'm going to point out, like, how many, like, Joes and Johns do you know? People can have the same name. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense for ArenaNet to make an NPC, two NPCs named Canach. Well, I'm just saying that that could be the case. Could be totally wrong. I'm just want to throw that out there. It's probably the same guy, but his hair changed. His whole facial structure changed. Look up Canach on the Guild Wars 2 wiki. You'll see what he looked like. He had white hair. It had like the starter basic face of the Sylvari, like the no real facial features. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
The culprit behind the recent wildlife attacks on Southsun Cove has been revealed, the Sylvari renegade Canach. In a fatally misguided attempt to free the new settlers from exploitation by the Consortium, Canach has turned the creatures of the island into tools of destruction. Can you and Inspector Keel of the Lion Guard stop Canach's plot before the shores of Southsun Cove run red with blood? Bum, bum, bum. Some really cool stuff coming in this update. So here's a little picture of Canach. He's got molten gloves. Interesting. Molten fused gloves there. So that's maybe he had something to do with the Molten Alliance. Don't know. But join Keel for a mission to capture the deadly, desperate Canach. In this all-new story dungeon, and here's where it gets interesting, you'll enter Canach's lair on a subterranean solo mission under the island. If you defeat the elusive Sylvari, you'll unlock a challenging all-new group adventure.
Yay!
Now, I want to just jump ahead. People asked what's up with this group dungeon, and ColinJohanson responded and said, no, Southsun Cove will not end in a dungeon, like Flame and Frost did. It won't end in a dungeon. We have, however, included an instance that will open up that has a single-player version and a more difficult version. The ending is different, winky face. What that means? I don't know. Thanks for keeping it professional, Colin. I like it, winky face. Moving on. A monstrous threat. We got this picture of a Karka and some anemones in the background there. Even if you manage... Yeah, anemones. Even if you manage to capture Canach, can you also foil his master plan? Defend the new settlers on Southsun Cove from a massive final onslaught of rampaging wildlife, or die trying. And beginning June 5th, a hulking monstrosity joins the fray. Without your help, it will destroy the settlers and everything they've built. This, most of us are assuming, is the Queen Karka, and we only know that because it says defeated the Queen Karka as an achievement in the achievement tab. So, does this Queen Karka lay eggs? Is that where all the Karka are coming from? Ancient Karka is technically older than this Queen Karka. I don't know. We'll find out. Improvements. If you're a World vs. World fan, lots of buffs for World vs. World players coming up. Well, buffs and then borderline scary things if you're a World vs. World player. They're going to be adding new ways to get World XP. They talked about this before. Things like destroying siege weapons, doing escort missions will get you World XP. More rewards for your World XP. It says there's daily achievements that you can earn World XP from, which is pretty cool. And now they're adding a chest. Each time you rank up in World vs. World, you get a chest that gives you some sort of World vs. World loot.
I think this is going to attract more people to World vs. World.
Oh, yeah. And fear not if you're somebody that had got to, like, I don't know, let's say level 50, level 60, even level 5, and you're like, WTF, everybody else gets chests, why don't I get a chest? I missed all those levels. Well, ArenaNet's like, that's not going to happen. ColinJohanson chimed in and said, there will be a system for rewarding players who have already gained ranks.
Wow.
The way it will work is, if you have a backlog of 60 chests if you are at rank 61, and for each rank you achieve going forward, you'll get 2 chests instead of 1 until you've got your 60 chests, essentially.
Okay.
So, like I'm level 5. So for the next 5 levels, I'll get 2 chests.
Right.
And then I'll be getting 1 gaining after that. The bonus chest should be available for every player's gained a rank prior to the build. So if you want to get 2 chests for a little while, jump in World vs. World, run around, get your badges, because there's going to be some interesting stuff coming. New ranks, oil mastery, but here you go. You can now purchase ascended rings and amulets and upgrade your World v World abilities with new infusions that give your character special world versus world bonus. Just speak to the new Laurel and Badge merchants on each map. It specifically calls out badge merchants, so that means ascended gear and ascended infusions for badges. Run that jumping puzzle like crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Get your badges. So, I mean, if that's something that, if that's something that interests you, I don't do what you want. But there's going to be new infusions because you don't obviously need agony resistance in World versus World. It doesn't benefit you at all. So, and this is when I was talking about borderline scary. World versus World matches are about to get an injection of variety. With these changes, you can look forward to facing new opponents in new matchups and testing your world's skills against more foes.
I have 0 scales.
It's just, I don't know what that means, and a lot of people were freaking out about it. So, in his flurry of answering everybody's questions, yet again, our buddy Colin, we'll have a big post going out before the release that walks you through every detail of how it works with examples. The goal is to get you more variety in matchups while avoiding matchups against worlds way outside of your current tier, so it's not too crazy. So, that's good. At least they're thinking that through.
Mm-hmm.
If you had access to PvP arenas, you're going to be able to buy time tokens. Southsun rewards. There's going to be a mini Reef Rider, which has now been confirmed that it's a drop, a rare drop that you can get in Southsun Cove. So,
crap out of it.
Yeah.
So go put on your Magic Find boost that you get in Southsun Cove. It'll be available until June 11th. And you'll also be able to get the Settler's Amulet, Keepsake, and Ring, and you can earn these from treasure chests. So actually, forget the Magic Find buff. Oh, wait, from creatures. So Magic Find, chests in Southsun Cove, and by playing the new mini game Crab Toss. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is what the Settlers options. They are all exotic apothecary gear stats. So if you don't want to spend laurels or commendations or what have you to get ascended apothecary gear through that way, and you want to get exotics, it says they're soulbound on use, so you can sell them. So these may be hot commodities on the trading post depending on how rare they drop. So
I'd like to say thanks to Live Spartan in the chat room because he posted a link to the changes that we're talking about that we were wondering what they were. So the big changes coming to WVW matchups. So I don't know if you can see them, but it's pretty big. So I didn't read. All I saw in there was like the mwah ha 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 part. Who wrote that? Jordan Macy from ArenaNet. You're funny. It starts by saying, "Hello, fellow wubbers." Who employs someone like that? How? I'm kidding.
That must have just came out recently, and I totally missed that.
Yeah, it came out today. So.
Yeah, I just missed that when I was putting stuff together earlier.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, there you go. I'm not going to read through it, but I would have if I'd seen it earlier.
Yeah, I know.
Would have given you the breakdown at least.
So Matt Stan Ninja in the chat goes, "I'm not a wubber. I'm a wubber, not a fighter."
A wubber.
Awesome.
A wubber.
Wubber.
I love you.
Yes. So I see Jalinar in the chat pointed out that that's not apothecary gear. Apothecary gear is healing major. You're right. It was Settler's gear of the apothecary. So it's toughness, healing power, condition damage. So either way, I don't know if that's a unique set. It may be a unique weapon stat combination, but I don't know. It could be worth something. So that should be coming in with a new patch, I believe. So it'll be here till June 11th, I think they said.
Good question.
Run your Magic Find gear and start playing Southsun.
There's already a lot of people in Southsun. I always lag there. And I'm like, when did Southsun lag again? I don't know. What? I'm in an overflow?
I haven't been in Southsun actual server yet. Canach Coast actual server. I've, pardon me, always been in overflows.
Right. That's weird. I mean,
Right.
So we'll move on.
Yep.
There's this post from ArenaNet that says, I don't know if you guys saw this, incredible new items in the gem store.
yeah.
I don't know
right.
about your guys' definition of incredible.
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 The mobile crafting and mobile Mystic Forge and the mini black pear cub. I don't know.
Oh, that's incredible.
I don't,
Oh my god, my face is melting from the incredible knot.
yeah. But if you wanted Bram or Rox's weapon skins, you got like 7 days, I think, left to get them.
Incredible.
So, yeah, incredible. Moving on, Commander. I'm not going to read it, but I will tell you there's a post that they put up called Canach's Story, at an after-hours encounter. It's actually pretty dark. I don't know if you guys read this?
Nope.
Just came yesterday
Yeah.
or today.
Yeah,
You read it. So what did you think of it?
It's like, I was reading it like, la 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 la, oh my god, there's a bag of body bits.
Yeah.
I was really like put off, like, I was thinking, reading it, lovely, 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 oh my god. But I liked it. It's good writing. It makes you feel like Canach is actually an evil guy. And you actually feel sorry for the Consortium guy. And then and it kind of adds a lot of personality and injects a lot of interest, in my opinion. I like the story additives.
It's well written, I think. I think we need more
Very.
kind of stuff like this. I mean, we did get, Bram's story and Rox's story after the fact, but oh, okay. Looks like we have Live Spartan in the chat mention they explained Canach's his radical change in the yeah. I'm good.
It's got something to do with the toxins, I bet. Like, here we go. Canach's look has indeed undergone a major change since Lost Shores. This is from Scott McGold.
He's the guy who
McGill.
he's the one of the two guys that designed this whole content.
Yeah.
His change in appearance is almost entirely due to the hardships he's endured since he escaped Lion Guy custody. He's a fugitive from justice. He had Noel's freelance decommissioned teams trying to kill him, and he's utterly alone. So it's been a tough couple of months for this Silvari fugitive. So basically, being on the run, fighting for his life, killing the killers sent after him has weathered him. Plus, he's made an effort to change his look so that he can't be found. And yeah, so it's kind of changed like that. But like we were talking. Oh, this is an interesting bit. As for the flame gauntlets, remember that Canach is a seasoned combat veteran and an experienced guerrilla fighter with a fairly twisted sense of what's right. When he heard about the Molten Alliance refugees resettling on Southsun Cove, he saw a chance to help other Consortium victims and get even with Noel. Like a good soldier, he wanted to understand the situation in which he was about to involve himself, so he made a point of seeking out the Molten Alliance weapons facility and clearing it. He obtained the gauntlets from the escapade and wears them as a symbol of his newly adopted and so far poorly executed role as Champion of the Week. Champion of the Week, and he cuts up people's bodies and puts them into sacks and lets them drip all over the floor. It's just messy.
Yeah, I actually had the same thought that Jalinar in our chat here had. He uses the Black Lion trading post, and he bought a total makeover kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird that Silvari does that. It's kind of a traitor kind of thing. And it makes me think about the
Nightmare Court?
what's her name? Kate? Where she's like, all things have a right to grow, and then she assassinates the
Oh
traitors.
yeah, the guy that
It's
told like.
Silvaris are like really mean.
Yeah.
I think that it's really good to use that because it really delves into the fact that Silvari really have to struggle with the sense of what's right and wrong, and they don't really have the same sort of sense of what's right and wrong as humans do because they're so new, and so and they solely have to make up what is their virtues or what is their conscience by themselves, and this is what comes of it. You know, you assassinate random people, and then you go and kill a bunch of people and mutate nature.
I guess that can work.
Yeah. I'm glad they used the Savari though. I am.
Well, all right. The next thing, Casey, I want to have you talk about this because you know more about it. Is the API release for Guild Wars?
Yes. So, okay. First time the API thing came out, on the forums, Guild Wars released API documentation. And first time it came out, I was like, what's this? I have no idea what's going on. And my husband happened to be looking over my shoulder, and he's like, oh, cool, they released the API. I'm like, what's going on? You know? And he basically explained to me is that it was a kind of code or a reference to access the Guild Wars databases, and from you actually can access their database and their servers and what information you can take out, and they've given us the information for all the events, so now people can access from and get directly from the server when certain events are going on, and this is the biggest thing. They've also released some other things, but the biggest thing is now we can have accurate dragon timers, because now ArenaNet has basically, to dumb it down, given the community permission to access their servers and tell when things are going on. So you actually see a lot more things pop up, like for example in our chat, Jexos mentioned the Guild Wars 2 stuff, which is basically the first site using the API that came out that is entirely accurate, and it's so wonderful. It actually tells you when warm-up events are going on and when these certain events are going on, and it's completely accurate. And what's also wonderful about this is the rise of new technology, new things that is going to come out of this. For example, there's already it's been like a week or something like that since they released it, but there's already a Twitter feed that will automatically update you when events are going on. There's what's it called? iPhone apps and Android apps already out for it. They're all in beta and they don't look so pretty, but just give it time, it's going to be fantastic. They've also released access to the servers for recipes, but according to someone who did something, I don't know, apparently there is over 300 recipes that we haven't discovered yet.
Wow. So
that is interesting. And they also gave access to other things. I can't quite remember it off the top of my head, but the thing that most people are interested in is the events, that we can get accurate dragon timers now. And you can also use it to farm, like what is up, and you know, I was looking at the events for Queensdale, and I love Queensdale. I play in Queensdale all the time. It's my favourite place because there's so many people there all the time. And I noticed that there was events that I've never done in Queensdale. Like 90% of them I could recognise, but there's certain ones that I haven't done before. I thought that was fantastic. You know, I can go and find them and actually do those events and experience a lot more.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm really, it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy on the inside that ArenaNet let us have this. Like, it is something that they could have easily monopolized. They could have made an iPhone app for it and charged us $5, because who wouldn't pay $5 to get an accurate dragon timer, and you know, even more. But they could have charged money for it, but instead they gave it out for free, and they gave out a lot of things for free with this API documentation. So I think that's really fantastic of ArenaNet.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick thing. The overall price for Guild Wars 2 is permanently dropped $10. So
Permanently?
permanently.
Oh,
Permanently.
I feel ripped off.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. I got the collector's edition.
Yay!
This is something that a lot of us have been excited about, is some data mined information about upcoming gem store items. Some of the big ones. Increase your collection stack size. Increase the size of all your collections by 250. So those crafting materials you have that are maxed out at 250 could now be maxed at 500. Pretty crazy, especially for all of those of you who have 8 billion stacks of mithril ore, butter, silk scraps, things like that. We don't know the specifics of if you have to buy it once and it's like for everything, if you have to buy it multiple times, if you can buy it more than once. I don't know. So that's where we're at with that.
I wonder how much they're going to charge for that, because that is a very big thing. That is a, like, luxury, you know. So I think it'd be quite expensive in my mind.
Again, this talks back to what we were talking about before. Piñatas bring merriment and festive atmosphere anywhere you go. Spawns a piñata that will drop candy when destroyed.
I wonder if it's going to make music.
Yay!
Candies. I don't know.
Candy!
What else?
Arriba.
Get a school outfit, shirt, pants, and boots. No additional skills or benefits. Skill or school town clothes. I don't know. When they say that, what I think is like I don't know. What comes to mind when I think.
Moon.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Like Japanese schoolgirl. That's like and like the like the Japanese uniforms. That's exactly what comes to mind for me. I don't know if that's what it is, but
Skimpy outfits.
I don't know. That's what I think of. Some specials in the Lions Arch things going on sale, and summertime swimwear. Swimwear perfect for any beach activity. Town clothes cannot be worn while in combat.
Why haven't they released these things like swimsuits? I'd be like laying on the beach with my character's sexy swimsuit. I would love it.
I wouldn't
They
be
should
surprised
release
if it
it
doesn't come out next week.
Yeah.
Then I'd
Yeah.
be like, hey, Casey, what are you doing laying on the beach? And you'd be like, oh, nothing. I don't want to get sunburned, though. Could you rub this cream on my back? And I'd be, okay, let's undo that bikini. Then I'd be rubbing the back. And then my husband would be like, oh, hey, girls, what are you doing there? Mind if I take a few pictures? Ha, ha, ha.
I feel like we stumbled into
Are there
a
cameras?
ERP.
I didn't. No, there's no cameras. Let me take a few screenshots. Whoop. Sorry.
Oh, now we're delving into really dangerous territory because people in the chat are asking me if I want to touch their tentacle backpack. And
I have a
no.
tentacle backpack. Hey, Casey.
I don't want to touch your tentacle backpack.
Want to touch my tentacle backpack?
Oh, if you say it like that, okay then.
All right, moving on, Commander. Amazon has listed the potential release date for Sea of Sorrows, the third Guild Wars novel.
No. When?
It's just on Amazon, but it has it as June 25th. I don't know if that's accurate, but there you go.
Yay! Rhys Sosby wrote something.
Well, she did write it last year. It went to the editors last December, I think.
Yay! Rhys Sosby's finished writing.
Alucardalina in the chat says the pre-orders are up, so it should be available.
Yay! My money's spending.
And lastly, ColinJohanson again commented about legendary weapons, which is just a little bit of a discussion point that we want to talk about. But he said, we still plan to do both new legendary weapons as well as a clear path on top of the current random chance to gain precursors, which players can see their progress and understand how much work they have left to gain it. It's most likely the precursor concept will involve playing very different content all over the game to gather numerous content-specific materials that are combined together to make a precursor. We do also want to maintain that chance you could get lucky and earn one earlier through random drops. So when we add the new system, we will not remove the current one to ensure players have multiple ways to gain the items. Also, with the upcoming update to World vs. World, there will be a chance players can earn precursors from the WVW rank reward chests as well. So if you continue to level up in World vs. World, there's a chance the chests you get at each level could give you a precursor. So, there you go.
Not bad.
And, which is going to be our discussion topic, really, for this episode, is talking about legendary items in the game. I know a lot of people, Naveen being one of the main proponents, of the ponies and rainbows legendary weapons in the game. There was a thread on the official forums about darker themed legendaries.
Please.
And I wanted to read you off some of the ones that were created because I thought they were really clever. And I just wanted to talk, Naveen and Casey, see what you guys think about this. Somebody said, don't get rid of the old ones, but make like a brother or a sister to the old ones. So you have the light one and then a dark one.
Yeah.
And they said they already have that with sunrise and twilight. You have a light one and a dark one.
Mm-hmm.
So then they said Rotgort, which is the torch, and they said make one called Avalon, which be shaped like a golden dragon head and more metallic, like Howler, breathes fire like Rotgort, and spawns a single fiery wing on the character's offhand shoulder when drawn. They have the Juggernaut, which we have, and then they said, how about the Justice? Liquid gold instead of Quicksilver, and Atlas is replaced by, Atlas holding up the hammerhead, is replaced with Lady Justice. Instead of coating your armor, the final attack in the auto attack chain with your hammer, slams your character's personality symbol enground on the gold, whether that be, which would be cool because it would make your personality do something.
Yeah, because right now it does absolutely nothing.
So they said kudzu, which is the flowery longbow, and they said, what about rose thorn? Instead of pretty pink flowers, this would have dark roses with similar particle effect and footsteps and calls like a crow when drawn, because I believe kudzu makes like bird noises when you pull it out. So it'd be like a crow.
Like we did, Casey, the other day.
They said meteorologicus to astronomicus. The clouds are replaced by nebula instead of an orrery. I don't know. It shows a star being sucked into a black hole. Basically meteorologicus, but space themed. And then they said the moot, which is the disco mace. And they said go to the torment. And they said looks like a rusty and really brutal mace, drips blood when drawn. Instead of confetti effect on hit, your enemy splatters blood with a fitting sound effect. Footsteps are also blood. And then the legendary spear, which is whatever, which is the shark, to echo, and it says shaped like a dolphin instead of a shark because dolphins are awesome.
People are asking for the link in the chat room. Could you link them, please?
Sure. It's just someone's, this is not official. This is just someone coming up with ideas. Mm-hmm. They're like, wouldn't this be a good idea?
It would be a good idea because, and it would make sense. Like you said, sunrise and all that, but and it wouldn't be that difficult for ArenaNet to come up with kind of brothers or like siblings. I don't know what you want to call them to these weapons. It'd be twins. Much more. Yeah, twins basically. Yeah, the dark twin version.
Somebody said Dreamer, which is the longbow that shoots the ponies. They said Nightmare. Shoots skeleton ponies that leave a trail of green and black smog when shot. Footsteps with black and green pools with bony hands popping out of them.
Oh, in Guild Wars 1, how in the swamps... Oh my god! What are they called?
Oh, Necrid Horsemen.
Yeah, the Necrid Horsemen. They should...
So.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that person is a genius. Nay! Do not touch me. Nay!
This is what I think. I agree with all of this. I think keep all the legendaries. I like them the way they are, but give these like darker version or the opposite. If it's a dark, like the Predator is kind of a dark looking rifle, make like a girly rifle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Naveen, pick a legendary weapon. Give me the opposite, or your version of what the opposite would be.
You put her on the spot.
Yep, Casey, your turn. You guys read ahead. I would have known this in the show notes. Just kidding. I just made that up.
I don't know because I'm not. I was just gonna say that. And no, it's not Bitfrost like I thought it was. See, because I'm not that interested into legendaries, unfortunately, because I don't care because of the styles, But
well, there was one you were gonna get that you would like. What would be worth it for you?
Bifrost. I was gonna say Bitfrost again.
Well, I meant like a new one. Like if you were to make up your own, like what would make it worth the effort for you? Like a staff that looked like what, or a dagger that looked like what?
A staff that would look dark with black smoke coming out of it, particle effects, but really dark particle effects, and maybe something shiny at the top, but reddish, kind of. I'm
A
really
red gem.
bad.
Glowing orb.
A glowing orb. Yeah. Oh, and when I walk, it leave like a black smoke in my footsteps, or maybe like hands trying to grab my path, like skeletal hands. I don't know.
Just a bit evil, huh?
No, yes, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. How about you, Casey?
I think I have to go with the staff as well, but I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I want a staff that's like naturey, but it has like flowers intertwined around it, and when you pull it out, the flowers bloom and stuff like that. And the special effect, it has like butterflies coming off it and stuff like that. And when you walk, it would have to be butterflies in your steps.
Interesting. Lag?
You know, I'm having. I didn't really think this through because I just put you guys on the spot. But
No, it's
I
your
would
turn.
think. I would think if you were to do the staff, you have the Bifrost, which is the rainbow bridge that leads, to all throughout Norse mythology. So I figure maybe you do an opposite dark realm and name it after that. And I would just have to think because my Norse is very rusty. Do you guys remember the dark? So Niflhelm is the dark elf realm of Asgard? Niflhelm? Yeah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I know we have people.
Like in a dork cave.
So
Another cave.
let's
I
go.
feel if I go in your cave, I gain a lot of dork knowledge.
It's true.
You get like plus 10 to wisdom or something like, or plus 20 to intelligence.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go with like Niflhelm. That would be what it was, and it would be a dark themed staff. I mean, I think or something along those lines. Or I know people were saying the quip. What would be the opposite of the quip, which as you've seen is really party favory
I
and
love it so
annoying.
much.
Oh, you
I
would.
love it.
You would.
Flowers everywhere, streamers. It's so much fun. The noise is a little annoying after a while, but I mean, it's so beautiful.
So, what would the opposite of the quip be? What would you make it?
Oh, it spurts out blood and like bones and like flesh pieces or something like that.
Flesh pieces.
And instead of the two balls hanging at the bottom, it'd be like two little skulls or shrunken heads.
That would be cool.
Hands is cool.
I like that.
I don't know about the
I don't know about the
pieces
blood,
of flesh, but
Skulls, I agree.
weird.
Yeah.
It has to be gross because the quip is so happy, so it has to be something really
So
bad.
we got the legendary rifles, the Predator.
Like Silence of the
You
Lambs.
make the other rifle the Prey, and it's like all. I don't know. The Predator doesn't actually have it; just has flames on it. That's really
Oh,
what
the
it has.
Predator.
Yeah, it would be the Alien, right? Yeah. The Alien, the other one. Yeah, it shoots acid instead of fire. The Alien, the opposite rifle of the Predator. I like it.
What?
The Predator, the opposite would be the Alien, and then you could have Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, I like it. I like
See?
it.
And it'd be all xenomorphic. It'd have all the bones, the black bones, like an alien from
Oh, yeah.
Aliens. And it would shoot. It'd have acid coming out of it.
Interesting.
So anyway, that brings us to Naveen, if you'd be so kind to play the sound.
Here's your question of the week.
Question of the week.
Along the same lines, give us your design for the brother, sister, twin of one of the existing legendary weapons. Give us the effects, describe it. If you want to be super creative, draw it out. The best answer we'll determine next week. We'll spin the wheel and tell you how much gold you're going to get. So best legendary weapon design from you guys will win.
Yay!
All right?
Can I enter? No,
you-
we're not allowed.
No, we're not, but anybody else can.
Yay!
If you guys don't have anything else that you want to talk about, I say we bring this to a close.
I want everyone to go on iTunes and rate our show. Damn it.
Damn it.
Just put a comment. Just, hey, Nice show. 5 stars. Thanks. You'll get a shout out on the show. I seriously just want to be the best. I want to be the very best podcast ever was. Yep. That's it. No, I don't have anything else. You, Casey?
All right. Oh my God, Naveen, did you see the link? Check that out. What RoboVin just posted.
Oh my god, that is fantastic.
What? Oh my gosh.
Everyone that's listening at home on iTunes, it's Naveen's grumpy cat face, and quotes around it say, rate and review on iTunes or I will come after you.
Oh, that is
Perfect.
Oh my
We'll be
goodness.
posting that to our Facebook as well.
Oh, that was wonderful.
I'm scared.
You're the best
I am
listeners.
scared. Thank
All right.
you.
So
Download it.
I guess we'll bring this to a close. We'll post all these links and things in the YouTube. We'll post them on the iTunes. We'll post the pictures and stuff on our Facebook. If you guys didn't watch Drawing with Joel on Monday, check that out, and please send her your drawings of Quaggins to either on the forums to Jolinar or to Jolinar at chroniclesoftyria.com. And she will pick the best and pick a winner. And I'm sorry for the background noise. And
Party.
You
Party on Lag. Party
Uh-huh.
on Naveen. Okay. Wayne's
see,
World. Wayne's
podcast
World.
party time.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so send them to Joel, and she'll pick a winner, and give her this will give her encouragement, and then that way, if we get a lot of people that are responding and enjoy it, we'll be putting out more episodes of that. The reason we're planning on doing that every other Monday is to give people time a week in between to draw it, to be able, so it won't be a new episode next Monday, it'll be the following Monday, so that way you have time to draw it and send her in pictures. So,
Yeah.
um,
If you want to send us fan emails, because we love getting those, it's at hosts, that's plural, at chroniclesoftyria.com, or individually at Casey, Lagwyn, or Naveen at chroniclesoftyria.com.
all right. So, guys, this is episode 48. We're almost coming up to our 50th episode.
What are we going to do?
We'll talk about it offline, but be ready. It'll be fun.
Hey, Casey.
All right. Anyway, guys, moving on. Ending. So for episode number 48 of the Chronicles of Tyria podcast, I am Lagwyn,
And I'm Casey.
And I'm Naveen.
and we'll see you next time. Guys, I can't hear it. I can't hear the music. I can't dance. I can't dance when there is music, and you want me to dance when I can't hear it.